and heroes. Gonna tell you about pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes,
facts, boots,
and other stuff.
In this week's issue,
Memorial Day Madness. Welcome into a holiday edition of Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by the most momentous of us.
That's me,
Mr. Mike.
Hey, did you know that if you go and buy a Walmart ice cream sandwich, the Great Value ice cream sandwich, they will not melt? You can leave it out on your counter, and it'll be a little squishy the next day, but it will not melt because it's not real ice cream.
Oh.
That's frightening, right?
A little bit. Are you telling us this from experience?
I just read it on my phone.
All right.
Yeah, that and what it reminds me of is there was a great commercial parody on SNL one time about pizza food.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like at one point he knocks it out of her hand and it hits the ground and shatters.
Yes.
No, just eat it. Just eat it. Really, it's good. Eat it. Yeah.
I love that. Anyway, I'm Zach. He's Mike. This is a holiday edition, a Memorial Day edition of Bros, Foes, and Heroes, a comic book podcast where each week Zach, present Mike with either a comic book hero, a villain, a storyline, history, something like that.
Yep.
And today, to celebrate it being a holiday, Mike, hopefully you're not having to work and you're here watching us for about 30 minutes as we get to entertain you. What we have today is we are reaching back to a time where obviously, patriotism was at its peak.
Sure.
I guess maybe some people now.
And of course, we're talking about 2006.
Which would be at the beginning with the 1940s.
Oh, wow. Look at that guy.
Mike, we are going to take a look at some just early patriotic figures for this Memorial Day. Here's the thing. You don't remember this. We have already covered him.
Yeah,
we have already covered this story that I'm about to recover for you again.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I do love how I love the way the robot's drawn though. This is like the guy who drew this, he said, I don't know, it's just missing something. I know. I'll put spikes on the bottom of his foot.
Yes.
I mean, that's the thing. Okay.
2 guns. I love how one of them is just double fisting guns there.
Yeah.
But we are going to talk. We have an issue way back in the day. This is before we started doing video, but where we covered the entire issue of Pep Comics 1, where we covered all the stories in it. This is from I believe 1940.
That was over in the dark.
It was in the dark days. Yeah. Pep Comics number 1 here came out in 1940. We're going to cover or recover The Shield briefly, just to touch on it for Mike to remind him. The Shield was an MLJ character which was created by Harry Shorten and Irv Novick when we get into it. But what we have here is...
Look at him. He's busting right through your comic book.
Yes, his G-Man extraordinaire. He is a guy by the name of Joe Higgins, right?
He also, the Shield seems to, really
make him more broad.
Him.
Oh, it does.
You know what I mean? He's like, I'd love to kill him.
He's kind of like, what the cards look like in Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah,
that's kind of what it makes me think of.
Yeah.
So you want to know how Joe became the Shield? Well, first of all, there's only one living man who knows that Joe Higgins is the Shield, and that's the chief of the FBI.
Yeah.
And he knows this because Joe's father was killed in the famous Black Tom explosion set off by foreign spies during the World War. Did you know that?
The Black Tom explosion?
Black Tom explosion.
Is that Hoover down there?
No, I think maybe it's
pretty
supposed
dress
to be.
On underneath that suit?
It's supposed to be the chief of the FBI.
Well, wasn't that Hoover?
It was. It was Hoover.
He was the cross-dresser, right?
That I don't remember.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, so essentially he just gets secret orders from the head of the FBI, and nobody knows that he's the Shield. So Joe Higgins, shows up to the FBI chief.
Are you going to say no to that finger? I mean, come on. Look at that guy.
Are you going to do this? No. He tells him that there's a Stokian spy ring operating and that they must smash it. And so as he's telling him everything they've done, he's like, they've blown up Arsenal number 43. They've attacked Americans.
Not Arsenal 43.
Arsenal 43. They've attacked American very fortifications, have gotten away with it. They've blown up merchant marine ships. We got to do something to stop it. And he's like, all right, I will stop them. And as they go to leave, Joe Higgins leaves the head of the FBI head of the FBI's office when two of those spies see him leaving and go, he must be up to something, and they go to attack him. But
these
thankfully,
are the most awkwardly drawn panels I've ever seen.
Yeah. But they go to attack him, and Joe is able to escape, and he gets the one up, and he's able to knock out his two attackers, and finds a note on one of them where it says, Joe's like, yep, he's a Stokian agent, all right, and he has a note from his chief.
Are you saying Stokian?
Stokian?
Stokian.
Right?
I wonder what that means.
I mean, what else
What does that even mean?
What does it even mean? I wasn't even there, Mom. So we meet. That's a Whitest Kid You Know reference.
Like it, yeah, very good.
So the note says, we meet on top floor of Hotel Braganza.
Hotel
Bra. And he just dies. It's like the Monty Python bit where the writer just died. Yeah.
That's right.
All the building in the hands of our friends. Signed, Klotz.
Klotz?
I believe any villain named Klotz.
Yeah, I do remember that name from this.
So the G-Man, or Higgins, arrives at the hotel, and the guy tells him, sorry, sir, we don't have any rooms available. And he's going to try to snoop around to see if he can figure anything out at this hotel, where the bellhop is just kind of like, sorry, sir, you have to state your business of why you're here. And even the house detective, that's the thing. There's a house detective at the hotel.
Well, there always used to be house dicks in the hotels, right? They that was a big deal in the 40s or whatever. When was this made?
1940s.
Yeah. So there were a lot of black and white
no, this is
private
color.
Detective. No.
This is color, Mike.
A lot of black and white private detective movies about hotel detectives.
So the house...
Great They Might Be Giants song, too, Hotel Detective.
Oh, I love They Might... Have you seen They Might Be Giants live?
Yes.
It's on my to-do list.
Yeah, they're very good. Next time they come around, I'll go.
Oh, heck yeah. The beauty of it is, too, is they have the whole kids album. I can take the kid with me, too.
You got it.
Because even their kids stuff is good.
It's a great show. They put on a fantastic show.
I saw they were on... Were they on Colbert recently?
Probably. No. I think they were on Kimmel.
Maybe that's what they played. They played Dr. Worm because it was the 20th anniversary of that album or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Welcome to our They Might Be Giants podcast.
Dude, I would love that. Hold on.
Yeah.
What is your favorite They Might Be Giants song?
There's
or just one of. You don't have to.
Well, there's one called End of the Tour that I really love. And I don't know why. Because it starts with there's a girl with a crown and a scepter who's on WL.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, love that song.
I do. See, mine is also...
There's also one about bells, though, that's very good. And I think it's from the same album. I think it's from that John Henry album.
I think it is that John Henry album, too. There's the one that's kind of almost a Gregorian chant, kind of.
Yeah.
And about 1,000 years.
No, that's from the Mollusk. Or not the Mollusk. The Mollusk is Ween.
Yeah.
It's from,
The girl's on the... Isn't it the little girl on the cover?
The little girl on the cover is John Henry. That's that album.
Yeah, I thought that was that album.
It may be. But they've got the one where they have all the little in-between quick songs.
Yeah.
And that's the next album, whatever that was. I think it was the Mollusk.
Anyway, my favorite, before we get into the story, I think is song number 3. I don't know why. And again, it's short and it's very
I get it.
And it part of the joke honestly has to be you have to know that it's the third song on the album too. Or I guess maybe if they were playing it live and it was the third song they played. Because after that, some of the joke is gone. But
sure.
I just love the song and the rest of it too.
And it's hard not to, you mentioned kid stuff. It's hard not to hot dog, hot diggity dog.
Exactly.
I mean, that's, it's so simple and goofy.
So, I sing a lot of their kid songs to Jack still, when I'm changing them. I'll do, they have the Davy Crockett song in Outer Space. Mm-hmm. Roy G. Biv. They have great stuff.
Yep.
Anyway. Let's talk about Joe Higgins, G-Man extraordinaire.
Okay, Joe Higgins.
So he, as the house detective, won't let him snoop around and tells him to get lost. He decides to just walk into an alley.
He wires himself to a building?
Hold on, I'm getting there.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting there.
All
We're
right,
up at the top.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Okay, all right, I'm at the top. I'm at the top. Yeah, my eyes are up here, buddy.
Yeah. By the way,
Superman.
I loved that. Because to me, to me, it's just I think he's trying to calm who's ever down there.
Yeah.
It's great. Oh, it's great.
By the way, I went to see a doctor this last week.
Yeah.
It was about my sinuses, right? And I told him at the end of our appointment, I said, "You look just like the guy who's playing Superman in the new movie." I don't know how I expected him to take that. I mean, I thought it was a compliment.
Yeah.
But he was like, okay. And he just kind of left, but I felt a little weird after, but I said my piece.
But yeah, no, I get that. But no, I like that movie because it's just like him trying to come like, hey, up here, like,
I cannot wait for that movie.
I'm so stoked. We only got like, a little bit over.
Only a few weeks, yeah.
Yeah. It'll be after my birthday. By the way, I have an Aquaman comic to send you. One of
Great.
them. Stan Lee's Aquaman. You should turn into it on my birthday.
I bet it'll be great.
Which is at the end of June. Mike's going to have to cover it. This is going to be Mike's first episode.
What day is it? June what?
23rd.
23rd. My dad's is on the 30th.
Yeah, no, it'll be like the day the episode comes out will be my birthday. We'll probably record it beforehand, but we should.
You should not have to put that out on your birthday.
We will pretend it's my birthday when we record it, though. Okay, anyway, back to Joe Higgins, G-Man extraordinaire, the Shield. So he, after the house detective kicks him out, he decides like, oh, I'm going to find this open alley and I'm going to change into the Shield. And he does. And then he somehow climbs like a human fly, it says, but it's very much like Spider-Man.
Okay.
He climbs up the wall. And then he uses a secret pocket in his uniform where he produces a radio sound detector that he does stick to the building.
A radio sound detector?
That he can listen through on the meeting that these spies are having.
Okay.
The Shield hears a conversation going on below in the steel-walled room in the hotel, and he hears them all just kind of like talking, and they're worried about the Shield like touching them and like getting to them, and the guy's like, "Come on,
I've
this
heard
is
that
soundproof."
about the Shield. The people are worried about him touching you.
Them, yeah. It's like this place is bomb-proof. Like the room we're in, it's bomb-proof. It's bulletproof. It's soundproof. There's nothing he can do to get to us. And the Shield goes,
touch-proof.
Shield goes, they don't know me too well. And he whips up a concoction in test tubes and honestly uses it to burn a hole in the ceiling. And he just dives down through the roof.
Wow.
Yeah. And you go, well, not quite soundproof, and maybe I can touch them, is what it says.
Oh, gross.
If the hideout is bomb-proof, maybe this chemical will be better, and he does. He mixes it together. He pours the solution. The acid eats away, and he dives in there.
Just real quick, go back one.
Yeah.
Bottom panel.
Yeah.
Your left.
Yeah.
What's up with that gun?
Is
it the shortest gun ever?
A little bit.
Because it's like going into the wall.
Well, I think it's like laying on top of those filing cabinets.
Yeah, but how deep is that damn filing cabinet?
That's true.
Oh, anyway. All right, sorry. Perspective.
So that's true. So they all shoot at him, and the Shield, of course, on him, and just bounces off.
I would like shield.
I would like it pointed out, and I just noticed this right now. Look at his shield, Mike, for something later, okay? Just the design of it. I will use this.
The way it goes down to his crotch?
Well, no, just how it's shaped, right? Just how it's shaped, the 4 stars, all of that.
Got it.
Also, I should point out that the Shield is considered to be the first, patriotic, hero.
Really?
So he's the first one to do this. He predates Captain America.
Before Beetle Bailey.
Okay, I don't know about Beetle Bailey. But he predates Captain America.
Yeah.
So...
When was the last time you heard anybody say Beetle Bailey?
Last time I read the Sunday strips, Mike.
I mean, Jesus.
I got done reading. That's okay. Let me see what's up with Doonesbury and Kathy.
I want to talk to Generation Z about Beetle Bailey.
Yeah, wow.
There's my new show.
I shouldn't know Beetle Bailey, Mike. I feel
called What the Fuck is Beetle Bailey? That's what this new show's called.
Oh, man. So the Shield disposes of all the spy gang except the head, the leader of the spy group. Who
goes at him with a sword?
And it just breaks off of his face. He's like, nope, nothing.
Why has he got a sword?
I don't know. Because he's a bad guy. All bad guys have swords.
They have swords.
I also love how he just face palms him away. Like the bad guy runs towards him and the Shield just pushes his hands away and face palms him away. He's like, these documents look interesting of all these filing cabinets you have back here.
What?
And he finds that they have the master plan of the whole spy plot. Just
not the master plan of the whole spy plot.
Just hanging out in the filing cabinets.
Oh, no.
That's where we keep them. Well, you know what?
In triplicate.
I told them we should be organized. We should always be able to find the master plans when we need them.
You know, we're never going to be able to pull off bigger jobs if we can't handle these small ones and we're organized.
Well, the Shield, while he's reading these plans, the evil guy is just stacking TNT around him. Look, like he's boxing him in. He is literally like Looney Tunes boxing him in with TNT. Yeah. And he lights it, and the Shield is not paying attention at all. He's just like, wow, this place is blamed directly on the spies. Our country wouldn't have to go to war.
Oh.
And the hotel roof explodes with the Shield in there. But don't worry. The leader of the spy gang gets away. He's like, dastardly, stroking his mustache.
I'm going to say something here that kind of legitimizes what just happened.
Okay.
With him putting a hole in the roof,
it
probably lessened the explosion in that room because there was a release. It was a place to release the pressure.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to take up for the Shield. I'm not trying to take up for this stupid story, but I would think that would
Here's
help.
what happened. The blast blows the Shield out of the room. Pew! Blows him up into the air. Whoa! And he does. He comes down, and he's like, oh, this will be a terrible fall, even for me. Oh, flagpole. And he grabs a hold of the flagpole, and the flagpole snaps. And then he breaks through the canopy. And then he crashes through tree branches. But don't worry, because he lands on his hands, and he does a back spring and lands on his feet.
That happened to a cheerleader in my high school.
Really?
Yeah, she snapped a guy's flagpole. She did a twist and a flip.
Broke every bone on the way down?
That's great. Just
his,
but yeah. Sure.
Yeah, snapped a dude's flagpole, huh? Ouch. The Shield.
You have not lived until you've seen a naked cheerleader doing flips, holding a guy's wiener. You know? I mean, if I have to say that once a day, I have to say it many times a day.
I guess I have not lived then, is what I'm finding out.
You haven't lived.
No.
Boy, there are a lot of streaks of color going on in this thing.
There are a lot of streaks.
It's like they're warping. There they go. Pew.
Did we talk about...
Why do bad guys always wear yellow coats? Too? That's a very Dick Tracy type of look.
But Dick Tracy wore yellow.
Yeah.
But he was a good guy.
That's true.
Anyway, so he's able to escape, and he sees that he's found the head of the spy gang. And so he starts chasing him down, just like the Shield would.
Got it.
And the head of the spy ring is able to get over the drawbridge in time, and he thinks, I've lost the Shield that way. Yeah. But the Shield just leaps over the bridge as it's like, raised completely up.
Sure.
And he lands on he's able to jump over the car.
He's Michael Chiklis.
Yeah, he is. Land in front of it and let him just crash into him. Like he tries to run him over, and the car just crumples, right?
It's never going to work with the Shield. Come on.
Yeah, and the car just crumples as it hits the Shield because the Shield is stronger than a car.
Sure he is.
And the head of the spy ring begs for his life. He tells him, like, I'll confess to the spy plot. Just spare me my life. And he's like, no, everybody knows about the spy stuff. Tell them that you are the one who blew up the hotel roof.
Yeah, tell them that.
And he's like, okay, I will. I surrender. And I blew up the hotel office because the cops get there and the Shield's gone.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker. The Shield has asked the head of the spy ring to give the cops his business card for him.
So he gives it to the cops for him?
He does. I just wanted to tell you to look at the Shield.
I want to talk about the bad guys' nail beds. Those are
But his business card is essentially just a shield.
Yeah.
And just card form, and it just says truth, justice, patriotism, and courage under the stars.
Truth, justice,
patriotism, and
courage. Okay.
And that's it. And the Shield saves the day. And if you want to find out more about the Shield, you got to turn into the next issue of
Tough shit.
Tough shit.
If you want to find out more about the Shield, what is wrong with you?
Email us at brosfoesheroes@gmail.com, and we'll cover more, I guess.
We'd love to.
Our second of our 3 stories is about Uncle Sam.
Did you watch The Shield when it was on?
Yeah.
That's a great show.
It was really good.
You know when Dumbass blew everything up? Remember that?
Yeah.
The guy with the giant head? Whatever his name was, the redheaded guy. He's the one that he screwed everybody and blew everything up.
Are you talking about on the show itself?
But it had Goggins in it too, right? Walton Goggins?
Wasn't he in it? Was he in the Shield?
Was he in the Shield?
He's in Justified.
I know he's in Justified, but wasn't he in the Shield too? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
That's been a while. That's early 2000s.
Tell me about Uncle Sam here.
That's early 2000s. That was Mom and Dad sent Zach out of the room while they watched the Shield. Because remember, that was a big deal that they aired it uncut on FX.
Tell me about Wonder Boy and Paul Bunyan and the Kid Patrol. Boy.
We aren't covering any of those. Not even Cyclone Space Pioneer or Merlin the Magician.
Cyclone Space Pioneer.
We got to come back to this. No, we're talking about Uncle Sam, America's greatest comic character.
He gets a little boy to help him fight.
He does.
On the wings of a plane.
Hey, fellows. Here's your bike.
Fellows, here's your bike.
I just wanted you to know I found your bike, Mike. There
Arnold Schwinn and Co., Chicago.
But you were looking for it. I found it. There
Arnold got left behind, I guess, huh?
He did, because it's just Schwinn.
Yeah.
There's Uncle Sam. There's a very long explanation of Uncle Sam.
Big ass man
that I'm not going to make you read. It is funny though, because it does talk about how he carried the flag even during the Civil War.
Sure.
And he was pleased when they finally settled their differences.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love how they just gloss over everything for this.
Gloss over the Civil War.
Yeah, they gloss over a lot of it. Just like of how they don't dive into it. It's just like Civil War. Oh, here's the thing. So Uncle Sam, this is 1940 as well.
This is William Eisner?
Yes, it is the Will Eisner that made this, at least the first one here.
That big Uncle Sam there reminds me of like Big Tex at the fair.
Yeah.
That's kind of what he looks like.
This is a Quality Comics from July of 1940. We're not in the war yet. Also, that's of note, it talks about how...
But at least we settled that silly old Civil War.
Yeah, man. In 1776, about the new, how we became a nation. This is something of note, though. It does say that grew until 48 states became united under one flag because Hawaii and Alaska are not states at this time. Not states yet,
yeah.
Just interesting to think about.
Have you ever seen the Porky Pig cartoon where they talk about the states joining and stuff? Porky Pig was like the big patriotic one for Looney Tunes at one time.
Really?
Yeah, there's a whole cartoon with him doing the Pledge of Allegiance after they added In God We Trust and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they went hard on Porky the Pig.
Hold on. It used to not be In God We Trust?
Right. That came in the 60s.
Huh, really?
Yeah. In God We Trust wasn't in there. Or not In God We Trust, but what's the pledge? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which I stand.
One nation under God?
Under God. That's what it is. It's the under God part.
Huh.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, our story, just really quick, it talks about how just terrible times are plaguing the U.S., but there's a man here.
Sorry, 1954 is when they added that.
1954. Okay. There's a man here named, his last name's Cobra.
Boy, that guy looks like a Snidely Whiplash.
Well, he's Cobra. Andel,
crime is a disease, and he's the cure.
Andel Cobra. They talk about how bad things have gotten in the world. Just like it's hard to find a job, unemployment rates. It's just, it's kind of like, think of the Depression.
Sure.
So, and
I
they
think of
kind
the
of
Depression
describe
every
this.
day.
And it talks about how like there's even like these camps of like homeless, destitute, like gathering together.
Sure.
At like the borders of like, places to work and things like that. And this man decides like, hey, one of you guys, he has two little henchmen there. One of you guys go in and kind of infiltrate them. And we're going to build like our own army out of this group. Like they're ready to believe kind of anything. And so he goes down and he sends them in, and they make this guy look very much Hitler-like, even though he's not. I think his name's like Snap or something like that.
Schmittler.
Snile, or I don't know. But he comes in and he riles all these people up, and he talks about like,
oh, look at their little salute. This where you got to put your hand under your
armpit. Yeah.
Everybody's hands stunk.
And he's just like, dictatorship must replace democracy. Freedom is a farce. Place us in power, and America will rule the world.
Yeah.
And they create this group called the Purple Shirts then, with all these people they've convinced. But don't worry, democracy does have a defender. His name's Ezra Smith. And so Ezra Smith starts talking about how the dictatorship will enslave you. Under democracy, you'll have freedom. Well, obviously, they don't like Ezra Smith talking about that. That's against their message.
Was that the real name of Uncle Sam?
I don't know.
Because I think it might have been.
Oh.
Go ahead. Continue.
But so they go and they try to shut down Ezra Smith, and he stands up for him, and he gets shot in the back and killed. And his son flees. His little boy, his son flees. And he's out in the desert. And he's
same one that was in Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah. He's out in the desert, and he's crying. And what do those cries bring? That's all you got to do. If you want Uncle Sam to have your dad be shot by dictators, run out into a desert and cry. And
sure.
Uncle Sam will show up. Because that's what happens. And when he shows up singing Yankee Doodle, just like you would think Uncle Sam would do.
Does Uncle Sam know any other songs?
He doesn't.
Yeah.
And but Buddy, we find out is the kid's name. Buddy asks him, whose uncle are you? Oh, I'm everyone's uncle. Every American boy's my nephew, is what he says.
The real Uncle Sam's name was Samuel Wilson.
Oh, Sam Wilson.
A businessman from Troy, New York. He supplied beef to the U.S. Army during the War of 1812.
Isn't that actually Falcon's name?
Is it?
I got to look that way. I think
Samuel Wilson?
I think Sam Wilson is the Falcon's
alias.
alias.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, it's a new Captain America, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Boom. There you go.
Wow. We brought it right around.
We did. Also, there's a point, though, where I do want to say that Uncle Sam is full of toxic masculinity because the boy's crying, and he comes up and he goes, now, little man, you're not really crying. Men don't cry, you know. That's how I feel like he talks.
Men don't cry, you know.
No.
You know why he was called Uncle Sam?
Dirt on it.
Do you know why he was called Uncle Sam?
Because his name was Samuel.
His name was Samuel, but he supplied beef to...
It's once for dinner.
He supplied beef to them. And
to all the neighbors' wives.
And they would... That's a different Uncle Sam.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, he would send it to the troops in these big wooden crates, and they were stamped U.S., and people would say, what does that stand for? Oh, those came from Uncle Sam. And they were saying because of the U.S. and his real name was Sam and all that, and that's where it took off.
Oh.
Started in the War of 1812.
Oh, so
there you go.
There you go. So
history.
So now we're giving him a backstory. So one of the villains sees the little boy talking to Uncle Sam and pushes a rock on top of him.
It's a big ass rock,
and it just breaks on his head like it's a pebble. But Uncle Sam's pissed. He's like, "Who did that? I'm gonna ring their by the stars and stripes. I'll wring his neck."
Who tried to kill me with a giant rock?
The guy's scared and takes off running. And Buddy, the little kid, tackles him. And Uncle Sam questions him, and he's just like, I'm sorry, don't hit me. I didn't mean to. And Uncle Sam's like, all right, well, stop your whimpering. Here's your hat. And don't go dropping boulders on other people. And he just takes off running.
Now that's American justice.
So
he calls him a wretch.
He does. And they leave. And the guy goes to tell his other Hitler-esque friend, like,
his other wretch.
Hey,
Jesus,
Uncle Sam's
boy,
here.
Look at that guy.
Yeah, he's like, hey, Uncle Sam's here. Like, you got to be worried about it. And he's like, you got to quit your yapping. You're nothing but a weakling. You know what the good cure for weaklings are? And he's like, no, please don't. And we get I won't have any weaklings in the purple shirt. We get a bang, bang. And we get he shot the guy who threw a rock on Uncle Sam's head.
Well, not only did he shoot him.
Here's the best part of it. And so he falls over, and there's just a panel. No words, no nothing. Hands in his pocket, and he just kicks him in the butt.
Just kind of kicking the guy.
He just kicks him in the ass while he's just down there.
Jeez. There's your T-shirt right there.
Here's the thing. That's a kid's comic.
And it's on a purple shirt.
It's on a purple shirt. No, that purple shirt kicking the guy in the butt. Oh, man.
That's great.
And we also then see that...
Holy shit, that's rough.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, the more you think about it, it's almost like he's curb stomping this guy or something, you know?
Well, he's just kind of kicking him in the butt.
Well, he's just making sure he's dead.
Yeah.
I'll kick you in the ass, make sure you're dead.
Here's the thing, too. I don't know. They couldn't have come up with another panel?
That's that's unneeded. Yeah, you don't need that. And then the next panel, they go to the Smurfs.
But here's the thing.
House.
Like, that's for kids. Like, that's... If it's... Well, I get that it's different. And this is what led to then the Senate hearing in the 50s about things like this. But it's just funny to me.
This is goddamn purple shirts.
It's those purple shirts. El Cobra is happy to see his army of purple shirts, but don't worry, Uncle Sam we're not there for Uncle Sam to show up yet.
Yeah.
Buddy tells Uncle Sam about obviously his dad being shot, and so Uncle Sam goes back to the camp, and that's where they run into the purple shirts. And when Uncle Sam shows up and sees him in uniform, Uncle Sam tells him, uniforms? Say, young man, don't you know it's against the law to wear a military uniform? And the purple shirts tell him, yeah?
Is it?
Well, that's only one of the laws that's going to be changed now. Get. And Uncle Sam's like, F you guys, and just beats their ass. That's honestly, like, he gets a gun broken over his head. He lifts the whole car looking for his hat. He just easily demolishes them.
Wow.
But the guy that got kicked in the butt has enough energy to essentially come out of the tent, fall into Uncle Sam's arms, and just go, thanks, Scar and Cobra, the chief. They're at Box Valley, Big Fort. Yeah, just to tell Uncle Sam where he's at. They've decided to kidnap the purple shirts.
So he was in the tent whenever he kicked him in the ass?
Yeah. And then just stayed there.
Okay.
He saved up enough life force for Uncle Sam to show up because he's like, I got to tell Uncle Sam who's behind all this.
Oh, got to tell him.
The purple shirts kidnapped the president.
Number one, I love your beef.
Thank you.
And number two,
what's for dinner?
I got to tell you who's behind all this.
But the purple shirts kidnapped the president. And
love your beef.
They do. And
wow, that's a lot of panels.
They do. And they take him to a secret fortress. But Uncle Sam and Buddy know where they are. So they infiltrate the fortress. And they're able to rescue the president from the purple shirts.
Look at that, breaking the fourth wall with Uncle Sam's little beard hanging over the panel.
They are. But here, do you want to know how Uncle Sam defeats the purple shirt army?
Yeah.
So he comes in and he goes, can't you Americans see that if you put your liberty, your government in the hands of men like these, that you'll be betrayed? And then the dictator, Mr. Cobra, goes, don't listen to that rah-rah stuff. When I'm dictator, I'll shoot all these free thinkers like him. And the purple shirts go, I'm with Uncle Sam. The fate of freedom depends on you. Quick, get your men. Oh, like they've all just turned on just hearing just turn.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll turn.
Well, here's the thing. Uncle Sam's a big dude. They've seen him just brush off things that should have killed the normal man.
That's true.
And so, every person who's part of a purple shirt organization, they're cowards deep down. Bullies are cowards.
They are, very much so.
So that's what happened. Yeah.
Uncle
I like
Sam?
to think.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
I bet Uncle Sam's got a big-ass hog, though, huh? Don't you think?
A motorcycle? Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking.
100%. Here, no. Honestly, Mike, hear me out.
When he pulls it out, he goes, "Caw!" like an eagle screeching.
No. Hear me out.
Yeah.
It's the opposite.
Oh, so you think that's where the toxic masculinity?
He'll tell you. He'll tell you. It's a big ass hog, and he does.
Yeah.
Like he opens his pants, and you get caw.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, oh.
Grower, not a shower. I see.
Well,
sure.
I was going to say this explains why you all think you're so great at everything when you're not.
Yeah,
Okay.
Could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your nationalism is a problem. I get it. This makes sense.
Wait, you only have one leg? Yeah.
Wow, you balance really well. You have to go like this the whole time. Oh, man. Anyway, he saves. I don't know where to go from that. So he just saves the president.
I think it's stripes or stars that are on it.
Bars.
Bars.
Stripes. The stars and the bars.
Stars and bars.
On it. It's just white lines, so you can't even really tell. But
he does put a little hat on it, just like on top of his head. Come here, baby. Yeah, that's it.
Why am I thinking of Uncle Dan not Uncle Dan, Lieutenant Dan from?
I thought you meant Uncle Dan
the
from
restaurant
here, where we're at. No. We have a local place called Uncle Dan's.
No, we don't. It's been shut down a long time.
No, it's been
I'm thinking of Underwoods.
Oh yeah, no, that's not it at all. Now the under part was fine with Uncle Dan. Do you remember when Okay, so we have a barbecue place here. It has a couple of locations called Uncle Dan's, and they serve a lot of barbecue. Right.
I'm
not crazy about their barbecue. I think it's dry.
It's the sauce is a vinegar-based sauce,
Yeah.
and you can tell it's very heavy. Like there's better sauces.
You know what else you can tell is that Uncle Dan loves his massage parlors. And do you remember when Uncle Dan got busted for being in a massage parlor? And so the joke was they were rubbing his meat. I mean, that was. Take that, my children.
Yeah, all right. I need to get through this. We don't have a lot of time.
No. I'm sorry. We're about to.
You're good. Oh, man, that was great. I completely forgot about that story till then. Anyway, Uncle Sam saves the day, and he catches the bad guys. And that's essentially it. Uncle Sam can do anything. But here's if you want to, well, readers, it appears I have an assistant who will share my adventures. Is what Uncle Sam tells you.
I found a child, and he's now mine
because his father was shot, so I've adopted him. So
that's when you could still do those things.
Yeah. So Uncle Sam and Buddy were a crime-fighting duo. Then.
It's just like Robin. I mean, Robin was just a ward.
I saved this one for last.
Captain
our best
Flag.
One. Captain Flag. We've covered this one.
We've covered Rangatang and Richie also, yeah.
We have.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if we've done Rangatang. Have we?
I think
we have done Mr.
Dog.
Justice, which is the guy behind there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But also,
Ooh.
I found you a beautiful desk.
This is a beautiful desk.
Only for $1.
Is this my beautiful desk? Is this my beautiful wife?
Those are twins, right? Every days go by.
Beautiful desk.
Yeah. We're talking about Captain Flag.
You know what? That's not a bad picture right there. And that's really pretty simplistic, but it's pretty darn good.
And his eagle.
Yank.
So Eagly is not the first eagle sidekick.
Well, he may be the first live eagle. Is that one alive?
It will be.
Okay.
It will be.
All right.
So we're
the picture of the guy just being choked down at the bottom going, yeah.
Well, that's the thing. We're introduced to this man. Does it say his name? John Townsend, who's a wealthy inventor of the Army's new bomb site. He's taken hostage by a guy named the Black Hand, right?
Okay.
And so when he comes through, they wake up and the Black Hand is going to torture him. And this was actually pretty graphic too. For I should say where's Captain Flag? Captain Flag is another MLJ published comic. This is from Joe Blair and Lynn Streeter. In 1941.
Hardly knew her.
From Blue Ribbon Comics 1946. Blue Ribbon Comics number 16 from 1941. So, but he tells him that I'm going to torture you. And what he does is he has a cage full of rats, very much kind of like 1984, which I don't even know if it's come out now. or like the Fast and the Furious 2. And he lowers the cage down on his chest because he tells him
that happens in the Fast and the Furious 2.
He puts
They put rats on somebody
on his chest, and he puts a bucket over him, and he like takes a blowtorch.
Oh my
and
God!
Heats up the bucket.
I've never watched any of those movies.
Heats up the bucket to get the rat to like burrow out of fear.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like Richard Gere.
No, those were gerbils.
Oh, okay.
And that. So, but so he has like this.
Don't leave the. Once you get done telling me this, don't leave that because I want to point something out.
Okay. He tells him like, there's this cage here, and he tells them that they're hungry if you don't talk, and he refuses to talk, and he lowers the cage on his chest, and the rats like claw at this guy's chest, leave it all bloody there.
Yeah, that's rough shit for a kid's comic.
It is.
Yeah. I do want to point out in the speech bubble, it does not say "told you they were hungry." It says "told you they were hung." And then it says "re" on the next line. There's some well-endowed rats.
Dude, look at the damage they did.
That's what I'm saying. They burrow right in. They burrow into you, if you know what I mean.
Anyway, so, and the Black Hand goes, fine, if you won't talk to me that way, we'll get you a different way. You can be stubborn all you want to. We'll just kidnap your son. He's the well-known playboy all over town. And so we do. We go to the Crane Club where Tommy Townsend.
They bop him right on the face.
Tommy Townsend, John's son, is out picking up chicks and getting drunk all the time. And the lady tells him that he's hitting on, I'd like you a lot more if you settled down and quit drinking so much. And he's like, what else am I going to do? What, get a job like some of these other yahoos out there? So he's an asshole, this Tommy is.
Sure.
And he's just singing and walking down the alleyway.
He's singing the song that you hear in Jaws, also the one that they're inside the cabin in Jaws. Show me the way to go home. Tired and I want to go to bed. Yeah, that's the one that Quint sings in Jaws.
Yeah, there. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, there you go. And he gets bopped on the back of the head for it.
Bop.
And then he's taken off to that mansion that John was taken to, his dad. Mm-hmm. And so when he comes through, he sees like, oh no, my son! Like, don't do anything to him. Like, you can do anything you want to. Don't hurt my son.
Torture my boy.
And he's like, well, first I'm going to remove my glove, right? And I'm going to give him, how, and he shows him he has a black hand from this, hence the name Black Hand.
He's got the black hand.
And he's like,
that's a turkey on the back of his robe.
He's like, this disease that is like taking my hand, like I just have to like pierce his skin with this claw, and it'll like take over him. And John kicks Black Hand to try to stop him from doing it to his son.
There's a lot of butt kicking in these things.
And angered, Black Hand turns around and like digs his claws just right into John's neck. And it does. It says that his face and his neck grow like a hideous black, and he just kind of like dies there.
No.
So then he's like, all right, well, I don't need you anymore then, Tommy. So you're going to suffer the same fate.
This is nightmare fuel for little kids.
It is.
This is rough.
He goes, so you're going to suffer the same fate. And he goes to dig his claws in, but just wait. This is also a good primer for Black Condor we have coming up, because an eagle comes in, Mike.
Sure he does.
And an eagle snatches Tommy and flies out the window with him, and it saves Tommy. And he's flown to the top of this mountain. With some red, white, and blue Aurora Borealis lights going on. But don't worry, while Tommy's gone recuperating, there you go, thank you. The Black Hand is off on a crime spree, just killing everybody, and he's able to find those plans that he wanted to the bomb site. The Black Hand has escaped everybody trying to get him, but while the Black Hand is eluding police custody, Tommy Townsend is up in that mountain with that eagle who has brought him a fish to eat, where he goes, all right, I get the idea.
Thanks, buddy.
I'll have fish for dinner. Yeah. In the days that follow, he works. The one-time Playboy develops the muscles that he had allowed
Powerful
to degenerate.
They enabled him to sit for 7 full hours without tiring.
There you go. And then one day, like he feels like, he goes, well, here he comes, my pal, with some food. Wait, that's not food. For the love of heaven, will you look at that? The eagle has flown and given him a flag, and he takes the flag, and he's like, this is a symbol of my destiny to fulfill, to like fight for America.
It gets very like, it almost looks religious down in that last panel. Like he's ascending and he's being anointed.
This eagle has saved him, rescued him, saved his life, and then given him a flag, and he goes, I need to be a superhero, an American-themed superhero to fight for the states.
He's like, I understand the fish, but what the flag? Where'd you even get a flag?
The eagle brought me a flag which I'll protect with my very life. And so then Townsend becomes...
But then he makes it his cape?
Captain Flag. Yeah. and the rest of his uniform.
It's Rick Flag's great-great-grandfather.
It is. Rick Flag. Well, no, they already have senior. Never mind. So it's Rick Flag.
Double
senior. Yeah,
double senior.
Well, isn't there Dale Earnhardt Jr. as a band? I think so.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And all it takes, Mike, is 2 pages for Captain Flag to just come in and stop Black Hand.
Yeah.
But the way he does it is very funny. He stops in to wherever they're having this meeting, and he, fights off all his henchmen. But the last page here, Black Hand decides, I'm going to take this kerosene lamp and I'm going to throw it at him. And so he honks the lamp at Captain Flag, but the eagle, known as Yank, which no reason why he calls him Yank except America. Yank comes through and catches the eagle, Yank comes through and catches the lantern and drops it on Black Hand's head, and fire just engulfs the entire place. And in that moment, the entire hideout turns into a raging inferno. And then you just see Captain Flag. Well, Yank, that's the end of the Black Hand and his mob. But is the Black Hand really dead?
He just lets him burn to death.
We'll see for yourself in the next issue of Blue Ribbon Comics. And that's where it ends.
He just lets him burn to death.
Yeah,
that is rough.
That's the story.
Well, okay.
Oh, there we go.
He kind of looks like the ghost from Scream.
A little bit. He does kind of have
Black Hand there. Yeah.
A little bit to it. But there you go. That was our Memorial Day special of just some ridiculous patriotic.
Yeah, there you go. Go America.
Go America. I hope you enjoy this Memorial Day. Hope you're eating hamburgers and hot dogs and us listening to it. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys, as always, for taking the time out to watch, to subscribe, to listen, to leave comments, everything. We appreciate it so much.
We love you.
Also, we do.
Kiss me right on the mouth.
Maybe not. Maybe we wait till how we feel about each other before you do that. Yeah, Mike, that's an HR. We're just numb. Make sure you check out Rogue Media Network and all the other great podcasts there.
RogueMediaNetwork.com.
And until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Golly con bless America.
Frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media Network